This is lesson 6. Your first journal for this lesson is, so far, our programs have done the same thing every time that we run them. Are there any times that you'd want a program to do something differently each time it was run? I'm going to give you about a minute, and then you're going to type the question in your journal and then come back to the video, and I'll give you a minute to answer it. So far, we've wanted our programs to do exactly as we've coded them, and most of our surprises have been bugs. But today, we're going to look at how we can code random behaviors into our programs so that we can get some good surprises. Our question of the day, which you're going to have to type into your journal, is how can we make our programs behave differently each time they are run? And that's something that I want you to think about as we go through this lesson. So, no activity guide for this. It's just all going to be on code.org. So go to lesson 6, level 1, and I want you to look at the random number block in line 4 of the program. Run the program several times to see what it does. Change the numbers inside random number and run the program a few more times. Click on the block in the toolbox and choose See Examples to read more about how it works. So pause the video here so that you can do this one. All right, let's look at level 1 together. You have a new block in the math drawer. So we have a drawing drawer and then we have a math drawer, and that's where we find our random number block. Okay, it looks just like this. If you make your drawings with random numbers, it will look a little bit different every time you run your program, and you can learn about the block by hovering over it in the toolbox and choosing See Examples. And you can also access that on your iPad from the URL that I gave you last time. But it would be a little different, but because that URL took you to drawing, but once you get to drawing, you can also go to math. And then you can go to the random number one. All right, so why would we want a random number? Well, let's explore. Run the program several times to see how it works. Well, first, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to make the background a color called tomato. And whatever it does after this is going to be orange. It's going to make an ellipse with a random number that will be either between 0 or 400. That's for the X. This is the Y position. The Y position will stay 200. And the width and the height of the ellipse is going to be 50. Since those are the same, it will be a circle. So let's see. This is a Y of 200. So it should stay in here. But the X number will be random. So let's see. Starting over here. And now it's on the other side. But it's staying in that middle line the entire time. Okay, so change the numbers inside random number and run the code again a few times to see what changes. Well, if I change this is the minimum number and this is the maximum number. So if you want the range to be smaller. Like maybe you don't want the random number to have such a great range. If I only want to move a few different places, I can put it there. Like just make this number smaller. And now it's only going to move between 100 here and 200 here. So once you understand that part, go ahead and move on to levels 2 through 4. So I want you to follow the instructions on each level. If you get stuck, try Help and Tips tab, the code documentation, which you got the link for in the previous video. And if you make a big mistake and you just need to start over, use version history to go back. So pause the video here so that you can build those skills. All right, level 5. I want you to choose both of these on level 5, okay? One is called Modify the Planets, and the other is Debug Random Shape Position. Pause the video, and then once you have done both of those, let's come back so we can continue. Level 6 is the assessment level. So you're going to follow the instructions in Code Studio, and the rubric tab describes how to demonstrate your understanding. So rubric, this is how you're going to be scored, okay? All circles have reasonable horizontal positions, different colors, and appear at random vertical positions, and some circles have a random size. So if you are not changing anything, and this happens over and over, okay, no evidence, no student-produced circles because these circles were already there, or any new circles. Share a color or horizontal position with circles produced by the original code. I can see what the original code is, and if that's all that is there, you will not get a good score for this one. So pause the video here so you can work on the assessment level and then come back when you're finished with that. Level 7. Challenge yourself on these levels. Learn new blocks or use the same ones in new ways. All right. You have 6 different options to choose from, although free play is not as specific. So I would try to, like, they are challenges, and so the only way that you can grow is through a challenge. So pick 3 or 4 of these, maybe 2 to 4. If you really want to challenge yourself, do all 5, A through E, and then you are finished with level 7. I want you to decide which one you want to take a screenshot of to submit to Schoology, because that's what you're going to do for your submission, because I'm going to come back to code.org after you make your submission, and I'm going to verify that you have done what you need to do. So like, let's say I choose the random RGB as the one that I'm going to work on. I make all of the code and everything. Okay, and then I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I know it's under level 7, and this is what I'm going to submit to Schoology. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe.